The Mushroom Murder, Australia's Most Evil Women by Isaac Butterfield's channel. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's watch it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Erin Patterson, and she has been found guilty of unaliving several people. That's right, she ended the lives of some
people
of her own family members in the most outrageous.
What? The 7 or were all family members, all her family members? Oh my god, like, oh god. What an evil bitch, you know?
Just way. I'm sure you've heard all about this, ladies and gents, but there's just some details that don't make it on the news because they've got so many things to talk about in 1 hour, and there's not much room. Yeah, this is about the mushroom lady that killed everyone. This is Erin Patterson, a 49-year-old, beautifully rotund woman from a small town called Lenatharaga in rural Victoria. Now, I don't know if you know much about rural Victoria, but there is nothing to do there, okay? It is boring. Everyone just drinks and does drugs, and this is probably why she decided to fill her time with picking wild mushrooms and ending the lives of people. And it's not alleged anymore. She's been found guilty, which is fantastic. It means we can say whatever we want. Patterson was the estranged daughter-in-law.
That's nice. That's nice.
Two, Don and Gail Patterson. They were the parents of Erin's former husband, who broke up for, I know a lot of people break up for a lot of different reasons, but if someone's willing to cook wild mushrooms and kill your parents, then, you know, there's probably...
Yeah, he clearly had his reasons, right? Clearly. Oh my god, okay, let's keep watching.
Some other issues going on. Maybe she leaves the toilet seat up. I don't know. Something very heinous, obviously. Her ex-husband's name was Simon. That's the father of her children. And Don and Gail, the grandparents of her kids. So these are people very much involved in her life to this day. So these are people who are very much involved in her life, and yet she decided that they had to go. I know that's insensitive.
Why?
I'm a comedian.
Why she done such a thing?
By all reports, apparently Erin Patterson remained in contact with all of these people, even though they got divorced, Simon and Erin, back in 2020.
Hell no.
But it all came to a disastrous end in mid-2023, where Erin, through a gesture of goodwill, invited a whole group of people over to her house to enjoy a delicious beef Wellington lunch. A delicious lunch full of nutritious meat and bits of pastry and deadly mushrooms. That all happened on the 29th of July. She hosted the meal at her home in Lenatharaga, where she served the beef Wellington to Don and Gail's sister, who was also there, and Gail's sister's husband, who was also there. But how's this? And in an incredible stroke of luck, Simon wasn't able to make the lunch, did not attend, and thus didn't die from dirty little mushies. Unbeknownst to the guests at this beautiful little shindig, beautiful big bad Erin had cooked a beef Wellington containing these wild mushrooms that are lethal, that kill people, kill animals, kill people. They were later identified as death cap mushrooms, Amanita phallodesis.
Oh my god.
It's definitely not how you pronounce it. And that was mixed in with ordinary mushrooms inside the beef Wellington. Now, let me just say this. I'm not a big fan of mushrooms. Not a lover. Bit of garlic, bit of butter, bit of mushrooms. It tastes okay, but it's hardly worth it. It's a fucking fungus. Leave it where it grows, okay? If it grows out of the ground when it's too fucking soggy and moist, fucking leave it there. Okay, I need to interrupt because I've just been sent this.
It's a good idea.
This is absolutely insane. This is actual vlog footage of Erin Patterson searching for these wild, toxic mushrooms.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my cooking series. Today we're making beef Wellington, but first we need to find some special mushrooms. This looks like it might be what I'm looking for. The in-laws are going to love this. Oh shit, they are onto me.
Oh no,
this is AI generated, right?
The cardio's not great. AI is incredible. I fucking love it. The gathering initially seemed lovely and just charming and wonderful, and what a delicious beef Wellington it would be.
Why people say that these videos made by AI are not fun? Come on, this was hella fun.
And I'm sure they exchanged pleasantries and jokes and talked about current events. But soon after the lunch, things turned sour. Everyone fell ill. All 4 guests, they felt very, very violently ill. They all felt extremely sick with what doctors thought at the time, because they all went to hospital, was severe gastroenteritis. Now, gastro, if you don't know, is where you explode from the mouth and I'll use the polite term, the anus. Yes, it's awful. I had it once when I was about to do a show in regional Victoria as well, in Bendigo.
Please don't give us the details.
Maybe she got me with the mushies before I went to Bendigo. But yeah, it was fucking awful. So they were very, very sick in hospital, spewing out of both ends. Awful. And by the end of the week, 3 of the diners were dead. Don Patterson died, his wife Gail Patterson and Gail's sister Heather all succumbed to the great mystery of the poisonous beef Wellington. Now, I know I've made some quiffs and some jokes and tried to stir a little bit of humour into this fungus story, but it is very sad that these people died. Obviously, they've got family members, and if you are those family members, I hope
one
you're
little
doing
person
okay.
into such
it's been a few years now, but grief, it never really goes. So I know I'm normally like a happy-go fun guy, but today, not so much. Ian Wilkinson survived, though. He was 68 years old at that time, and he was clinging to life. He spent nearly 2 months in the hospital in a critical condition and required emergency liver transplant to pull through. Wow. So that's how toxic this thing is. It destroyed his liver, the part of the body that is filtering all this shit out. So the victims who did pass away, they had agonizingly and progressively worsening symptoms. And this is all consistent with acute toxicity in relation to mushrooms. They all suffered intense vomiting and diarrhea and signs of liver failure soon after the lunch. Doctors that were treating these patients noted that the pattern of illness, a brief improvement followed by a sudden organ collapse, aligned with death cap mushroom poisoning, one of the deadliest toxins known. That is insane. It really makes you think, particularly in Australia, like you see mushrooms growing out of the ground all the time, and you hope that your dog doesn't fucking eat them or your kids don't pick them up. But Erin must have known which mushrooms to use. Surely, you don't just pick a random mushroom. Did she eat any of the beef Wellington, by the way? Like, if I sat down with my son's ex-wife and we're all eating beef Wellington, like beef Wellington looks delicious, all right? Never had it. Big fan. Anyway, and she wasn't eating it? Wouldn't you think to yourself, oh, what the fuck's going on here, babe? Why are you not chowing down on this big chode of beef Wellington? What do you got in there? What do you hide?
I mean, it doesn't even cross the mind of the people because they were not. I mean, you don't expect. I mean, we are saying this because we are watching and, well, we are already reacting to all of this stuff that already happened. But given that situation, if you were in that place, you would never ever think such a thing. How would you believe? How would you imagine that you would fall victim of someone trying to kill you by poisoning? Like, you don't think about that in your daily life. You don't. Like, it isn't common. It isn't normal. That's why no one does such a thing like this. Like, come on. Like, people usually. But it's like I said again, and I've been saying many of the videos nowadays. Really, and we've talked about this. I think it was in last video or 2 videos ago. I don't remember actually, but yeah, we've been talking about. It's the one video that we've talking about boomers. You know, they use it to trust literally everything, like everyone, and I mean they still do. Probably this is the reason they also ate, because they are all boomers. So yeah. They are very aged and all, and yeah. So they just trust and eat, you know? But even our generation, like in my case, Gen Z, you know, like even being Gen Z, I think I myself wouldn't like believe that such a thing is poisoned, you know, like you don't expect this in your daily life, you don't. Unless like you have your worst enemy possible and you hate that person, and that person invites you suddenly for a dinner, you know? Then you would like suspect of something. But when it comes from somewhere you didn't expect, like you maybe have some you maybe had some fight with the person or etc. But you don't expect the person to actually be your enemy, you know, to hate you and in points of doing such a thing. You don't expect that for most people. Like, it's so strange. We really cannot trust. This only serves to prove us once again that we really cannot trust anyone or nothing else today in society. Really, we can trust anyone. Like, really, it's, oh my god, it's so terrible. Yeah, what a time to be living. Like, oh my god, I don't even know what to say. Things are really getting more terrible and more complicated as time goes on, and it doesn't get better. It doesn't get any better, only worse.
It's a classic poisoning story. It's like the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones, except instead of everybody getting stabbed, they slowly shit themselves to death. After these people passed away, the police's immediate suspicion was on Erin Patterson. Now, one of the reasons that Erin Patterson was the focus was because she actually turned up at hospital and then she checked herself out. And then the doctor there was like, what the fuck? Why are you checking yourself? This is sus. You're saying everyone else is sick and they're dying, but you're going to check yourself out. So he actually rang the police and reported this, which we didn't find out until just recently. As police investigated, they found a little clue that really pointed the finger at Erin Patterson. And that was a food dehydrator, something you might use to make beef jerky or perhaps even toxic shriveled mushrooms. They found this at the local rubbish tip and they decided to do some tests on it. The tests include fingerprinting, it included analysis of what was actually inside the dehydrator, and inside they found residue which matched exactly the type of mushrooms that were used in the beef Wellington, and they also found Erin's fingerprints. This was like finding a gun that had been used in a murder with fingerprints all over it. It's the exact same thing.
Oh my
this
God.
was the vessel that cooked up these toxic mushrooms to kill these people. And it had Erin Patterson written all over it. It would later be revealed that she threw this away when everyone started accusing her. In fact, there was CCTV footage of her throwing out the food dehydrator at the tip.
Oh my God, she'll
not
make
guilty at
things
all.
always to herself.
Everyone's
Not
eyes
too
were
much
on
smart,
Erin
huh?
at this point, and this
What
is
to
where she
expect?
decided, probably under legal advice, to strongly deny.
Of course it's not smart. I mean, just look at her. Oh, Mizuki, so you're being so, misconceptive people by appearance and being, like, yes, I am, okay? I am. Fuck it. I don't care, okay? Okay, I just don't. So just, oh God, like, whatever.
Deny any wrongdoing, and she did this via a written statement. She insisted that she had absolutely no reason to hurt her loved ones and was devastated by what happened. She claimed that the lunch's ingredients were innocuous, and according to Erin, she used button mushrooms from a local supermarket and a package of dried mushrooms from an Asian grocery. Don't know why their race matters. You racist, Erin. And those dried mushrooms, she actually says she had them for months and she decided to just use them up in the beef Wellington. And she also goes on to say that she ate some of the beef Wellington and became very ill afterwards. She said she had a lot of diarrhea, which is just disgusting. Erin, please don't talk about diarrhea on this channel. Ew. So she was trying to play it off that she had no motive. She wasn't trying to poison anyone. It was just an accident and something has happened here horrible, and it's an awful experience for everybody involved. But we now know
blame
that's
the
not
victim as
the
well
case
and
at all.
not take
Not even
accountability,
slightly.
of course.
The police then arrest Erin
common
on the
pattern.
2nd of November in 2023. Homicide detectives charge her with 3 counts of murder and 5 counts of attempted murder. And those other charges, those other attempted murder charges, were actually relating to alleged, I don't know if she's been charged with this or not, but trying to murder her ex-husband 2 other times prior to this. This lady's fucking crazy. And apparently the prosecutor said that this was all to do with poisoning. She tried it in 2021, 2022, all after they got...
Okay. If I were her ex-husband now at this point, I wouldn't eat that shit in any way possible. I wouldn't, okay? She had tried to kill him two times already before. Why would I trust a third time? What the fuck?
Divorce, probably
Hell
Simon
no,
wasn't given that
hell
good
no.
dick anymore, and she decided to take him out. And in fact, one of these times where she tried to take the life of Simon, he ended up in intensive care because of a mystery illness. So it would seem that this lunch that Simon was supposed to be at would in fact be the final laugh for Erin as she took the entire family out in one full swoop. She was ready to end all of these people's lives, and she was going to do it via poisonous mushrooms. This is just such an insane story.
What my mind doesn't stop thinking about is why do such a thing? How can you reach the point of hating so much all those 7 people that you want to kill all of them doing this? Why? Just what the fuck? Just why? Why they done to you? What they done to your life? But I don't know. Oh my god, this is so fucking insane. It's just like some people really like. You know, life is already so fucking difficult without you looking for problems every single day of your life. And there is just people like her that are not satisfied enough, like, that has literally, like, nothing to care about. But because their life is boring for not having problems, they decide, let's kill some people. Yeah, that will make my life better.
Story. So Erin's
I
arrested.
don't know
she
what
doesn't
else they
apply
are
for
I
bail,
don't
and
know.
she's
I
locked
don't-
up for the next 2 years. Through that time, prosecutors, they find all this evidence. They find out all these interesting things about what she's been up to. They look through her phones. They look through her laptops and computers and all that type of stuff to acquire evidence as to work out whether or not this is something that was premeditated, planned, and worked out by Erin over time. Her trial began only a few weeks ago and continued for 10 weeks. Over this time, prosecutors, they showed some pretty fantastic evidence. They, of course, showed the food dehydrator and Erin dumping that food dehydrator and it having all of these all this residue of the toxic mushrooms. They also found out that Erin did not eat the exact same meal as her guests. In fact, she prepared a non-poisonous meal for her. There was also this story about her coming up with a false cancer diagnosis, ovarian cancer, in the lead up to this, and she was so sick, and that's why her kids weren't there at the meal, because she was too sick to visit. This lady had done so much work just to off these people. It is crazy. And of course, in her defense, they argued that it was just a terrible accident, that she had no knowledge.
It is not. It is clearly
The fact of
not.
the matter is this: she found a way to end the lives of people via mushrooms, and she did it. She planned it. She kept her kids away with this false cancer diagnosis. She cooked it up. She put it in there. She threw the evidence away. This, I know it's sort of funny to look at this lady because she's chubby and all that type of stuff, and she, like, when she was arrested, she was acting like nothing had happened. But this is a vicious, horrible person, and she took the lives of just innocent people who were living their existence, not harming anyone. And from all reports, all of these people that died, they were lovely people. And that's what's so crazy about this entire thing.
Now look at this. Look at this. Like I said, they done nothing. They did nothing. Like, why she targeted these people? Why she killed all these people? Why? I don't understand. Why you have to do such a thing, not with their lives, but with yours? Oh my god, I don't understand. Why? What? Like, because for you to do such a thing, at least you might have, like, I don't know. I don't think any reason is enough, but at least you should have, like, some benefit from doing so. And I don't see how you would benefit from just killing those people. They were doing nothing wrong with you. Like, you had literally nothing to gain with that death. So, like, what the fuck? Why?
Is that even though it is kind of jovial and funny because it's mushrooms and shit, but these are real people's lives that were ended. On the 7th of July, just last week, Erin Patterson was found guilty on all charges. 3 counts of murder for the deaths of Don, Gal, and Heather, and 1 count of attempted murder for poisoning Ian Wilkinson. Okay, so she wasn't charged for attempted murder on her husband or ex-husband. Erin Patterson will be sentenced in a matter of months, but it does beg the question, is this the craziest way that people have covertly murdered people? I want to know in the comment
No,
section
I
down
bet
below,
there
do
are
you have a better
worse. I
story
bet that.
then?
But yeah, I would take this opportunity to say yes. Please let me know in the comments if you have seen worse than this, or if you actually know, the reasons why she would do such a thing, because it's not very clear in this video. I don't know if someone have more details about it. Please let me know in the comments as well. I want to understand what leads a person to do such a thing with clearly nothing like to gain with it. At least I cannot see what would benefit from the death of them. Just like satisfaction to end those people's lives, but for no actual reason. What the fuck? I know we have insane people out there, very crazy people, psychopaths like that just kill because they want to, like for really no fucking reason, okay? Like some kind of Dexter type behavior, you know? Like, yeah, I know we have some people like that around in our society, but even so, like, how she went so far, like 49 years old, she already tried to kill her ex-husband two times. I don't know. It's really complicated. Let me know in the comments your opinion, okay? Also to engage with this video because, well, yeah, that's how YouTube works. But I'm really curious to see if you guys have more information about this, or if you guys know some cases worse than this one. Let me know in the comments as well. I may react to this video. If there is a video about it or something like that, I may react to it as well. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Yeah, let's continue the video.
Because I think this story captured the world's attention. I think it was
don't forget to subscribe and hype the video as well.
And it was somewhat shocking. And yeah, I think that combination of shit that's just like, wow, this person has gone to some crazy lengths, like going out into the bush and just collecting poisonous mushrooms and then cooking it into lunch and killing 3 people and almost killing 4, and then trying to kill her husband allegedly other times. Like, you would think to yourself, hang on a second, this is a hectic story. And I feel like if it was any other type of poisoning, or a dude did this or something, like, it would be treated much more seriously. But because it's this fat lady that looks like a librarian, or she looks like she works at the corner shop selling lollies to kids, like, no one really takes it as seriously as we probably should. Exactly. Fuck Erin Patterson, that fucking mushroom lady. What a shiitake attitude that fucking chick has. I heard she loves going to the zoo. Her favorite animal is lions mainly. Does that work? I don't know. I don't have any good mushroom puns. Also, let me know your mushroom puns. Ladies and gentlemen, be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. Big stings. Toodaloo, au revoir. Bye-bye.
Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, that support my work here on YouTube, and especially my 5-tail fox tier member, Zalost, and my 3-tail fox tier members, Heath Rowell, Fenny Sylvy, and Radmuiel, for the incredible support to my work. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to everyone who donated to me through Tron, and to all of my YouTube members. You can support this channel life and growth with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon. Link is in the description below. But yeah, that's it, guys. It's like we said before, like, I don't see any reason why someone would do such a thing. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And hype this video, it helps a lot. Check my links below: Patreon, Discord, Tron, and Ko-Fi. And I will see your pretty faces in the next one. Bye!